This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com. Welcome to my latest Breeders' Cup video. Now, earlier this summer and into the fall, I was doing Breeders' Cup Win and You're In videos on my YouTube channel. And then after that, I did a Breeders' Cup Friday and a couple of Breeders' Cup Saturday preview videos. That was prior to the pre-entries. Now, after they drew the pre-entries earlier this week, I did a preview of the Breeders' Cup Classic. In this video, I'm going to do a preview of the Breeders' Cup Distaff. And stay tuned to my YouTube channel, because right up to the Breeders' Cup, I'm going to be posting these Breeders' Cup preview videos. Now, if you're interested in my annual 2-day Breeders' Cup full cards from Keeneland this year, Friday, November 4th, Saturday, November 5th, those full cards will be complete Breeders' Cup week at the runawayhorse.com on my sales page. I have a pre-sale going on right now through October 31st. You can get $2 off Breeders' Cup Friday, $2 off Breeders' Cup Saturday, or if you want both days, you can get $4 off. So go over to the runawayhorse.com on my sales page if you're interested in those pre-sales going on through October 31st. Now let's get into the analysis of the Breeders' Cup Distaff. And the Breeders' Cup Distaff will be run on Saturday, November 5th, 2022. It will be the 9th race at Keeneland, the Grade 1 $2 million Breeders' Cup Distaff for fillies and mares, 1 mile and an eighth on the main track, and the scheduled post time is 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I will go through each of the pre-entries in this race in alphabetical order, beginning with Awake at Midnyte for trainer Doug O'Neill. This one is a daughter of Nyquist. Union Rags is the dam sire. She has that nice pedigree, and she's run well throughout her career. She's had 8 starts, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. But if you look at her overall form, she's been best in dirt sprints. She won her dirt sprint debut last fall at Santa Anita Park, tracking the pace and winning by a neck. The Grade 2 Santa Ynez Stakes at 7 furlongs at Santa Anita, she was second, beaten 3/4 of a length. And her other good effort in a dirt sprint was this summer at Del Mar against 3-year-old and up filly and mare company in the optional claiming ranks at 6.5 furlongs from post 10 in a 10-horse field. She stalked outside and she won by more than 3 lengths. Now she stretched back out in the Grade 2 Zenyatta last time, and she was able to hold second there in a 5-horse field. Now, the problem with her is she definitely, as I said, she looks best as a dirt sprinter. Now, she's done okay in some dirt routes. The Rachel Alexandra Stakes, she was 3rd earlier this year. She did run a Keeneland once. It was the Grade 1 Ashland, and Nest beat her by more than 8 lengths. She was 4th by 11 that day. So now she's 3rd after a layoff, and she can be forwardly placed, but I think against this kind of company at 1 mile and an eighth, she could be up against it. Blue Stripe is the next one. And she's been very good. She used to be in Argentina, then they brought her to the States. She's had 10 career starts, 6 wins, a second, and 2/3. So she won a bunch of races in Argentina. And then when they brought her here in the Breeders' Cup Distaff last year, she was 7th, beaten 16 lengths at 53-1 odds. The Grade 2 Santa Margarita at 1 mile and an eighth at Santa Anita Park in the spring. She stalked and won that one by a length. The Grade 2 Santa Maria was her next start at Santa Anita. That was at 1 mile and a 16th. She was second, beaten 3/4 of a length, stalking the pace. And then in the Clement L. Hirsch, a Grade 1 at Del Mar at 1 mile and a 16th last time, she stalked from 3rd. She pulled clear. She won by a length and 3/4 at 5-1 odds in a 5-horse field. Now, she's got that good stalking speed. She's got some class. She likes to win, but this is a tough field. Clairiere is the next one for Steve Asmussen. This one's a daughter of Curlin. She's 6 for 15, and then she also has 4 seconds and 2/3. And she's banked close to $2 million in her career. She's one that's fairly consistent, but then last time she stubbed her toe in the Personal Ensign Stakes, where she was fractious in the gate, she was last, and she never got out of last place in that 5-horse field. Malathaat and Search Results were 1st and 2nd, and they are both pre-entries in this race. Now, she did beat Malathaat in back-to-back races in the Ogden Phipps and the Shuvi. She was very sharp. Malathaat was one that was finishing in front of her when they were 3-year-olds. And then Clairiere was able to defeat Malathaat in those back-to-back races. And then in the Personal Ensign, she didn't pick up her feet, and Malathaat won that one. So she's one that she has won at 1 mile and an eighth before, but she's only 1 for 5 with no seconds and then 1 third-place finish. And that 1 mile and an eighth win was in the Shuvi against Malathaat. That was at Saratoga this summer on July 24th. She's been freshened for this. She's got a decent late kick, and she'll try to get involved late. Malathaat is very consistent for trainer Todd Pletcher. And she's run 13 times, 9 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. So she's always in the top 3. She's 3 for 3 at Keeneland, and she's run 7 times in 1 mile and an eighth with 4 wins, 2 seconds, and a 3rd-place finish. She won the Ashland Stakes at Keeneland in 2021, and then she won the Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks after that. And then some other big races that she finished first in the Grade 1 Alabama in 2021. The Breeders' Cup Distaff, she was a late running third when the pace fell apart, and she was really motoring late, but she just couldn't quite get there. She was third, beaten a half length. And then this year, she started her 4-year-old campaign in the Double Dog Dare, a Grade 3 at Keeneland. That was in the spring, and she won that one from off the pace. The Ogden Phipps, she was second by a head behind Clairiere. Clairiere beat her again in the Chuvy. And then they did put blinkers on in the Chuvy, but now in the last 2 starts she's won with blinkers. The Personal Ensign, she rallied to win that one nicely, and then the Spinster at Keeneland last time at 1 1/8, she won that one by 5 lengths as the heavy favorite. So she's one that she's got some positional speed. She always finishes in the top 3. She's very classy. She has strong speed ratings, and she's an obvious win contender. Another obvious win contender is your likely favorite. I think the favoritism is definitely going to be between Malathaat and Nest will probably be the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. I've liked her throughout her career. She's had 10 starts with 7 wins, 2 seconds, and a third, and she's 1 for 1 at Keeneland, and she's 3 for 4 with a second at 1 1/8. The race that really caught my eye was during her 2-year-old campaign in the Demoiselle Stakes. That was 1 1/8, and she was just parked so wide throughout in that race, stalking the pace, but she was able to grind away and get the job done by a neck. So right after that, I definitely put her on my Kentucky Oaks list, and I had her on top of my list for quite some time. She won the Suncoast Stakes in her first start this year, and then the Ashland Stakes at Keeneland. She won that by more than 8 lengths. The Kentucky Oaks, she was second. Secret Oath got that good outside trip. Nest wasn't able to get to the outside, but that day she was just second best. And then I made her my top choice in the Belmont Stakes, and her stablemate Mo Donegal beat her there, but she was clearly second best. Very good effort at 5-1. Since then, she's been untouchable. She won the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks at 1 1/8, tracking the pace and opening up and winning by 12 lengths. The Grade 1 Alabama at 1 1/4. She won that one by 4 lengths over Secret Oath, and she also defeated Secret Oath in the Coaching Club American Oaks. So since that Kentucky Oaks, when Secret Oath beat her, she's really been much better than that rival this summer and then into the fall. And then last time out, the Beldame Stakes. That was her prep for this at Belmont Park, 5-horse field. She won that one by almost 10 lengths. So she's in outstanding form. She's got good tactical speed, and she's an obvious strong win contender in this race. Search Results is next for trainer Chad Brown. She's always in the top 3. 11 starts, 6 wins, 2 seconds, and 3/3. She's run 3 times at 1 1/8 with a win and 2 second-place finishes. In the Personal Ensign, Malathaat defeated her, where she tracked the pace. She got the first run. Malathaat ran her down and won by a half length. Prior to that, she won the Grade 3 Molly Pitcher. And then in the Ogden Phipps, Clairiere and Malathaat finished in front of her. She was a clear third. Now that day, the pace was quick. She chased that pace. She got first run, and then she was run down. So I think that's what they're probably going to try to do in here. I think what they're going to probably try to do is sit second, get the jump on the closers, and try to hold them off. But she hasn't been able to hold off those better rivals at this stage. At this point, she hasn't been able to do it. Secret Oath, 12 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds, and 3/3 for trainer Dwayne Lucas. She's been in the top 3 in all 3 starts at this 1 1/8 distance. The Cotillion last time out, she ended up finishing 3rd there, and she was well clear of the rest. She was a clear second in the Alabama. She was a distant, clear second in the Coaching Club American Oaks. That's been the story. In the Preakness Stakes, she was 4th. She did win that Kentucky Oaks. That was her big win this year. She took on the boys in the Arkansas Derby. She was 3rd there. So she's had a long campaign. She's run 8 times, and she's faced the boys a couple of times, and she's just been going all year, and she just shows up and tries hard every time. The next one is the last pre-entry is Society in this race. And Society is 5 for 6 lifetime for trainer Steve Asmussen. She won her first 3 career starts. Her career debut at Keeneland, she won that one. Back-to-back wins at Churchill Downs, including the Monomoy Stakes. And she went wire to wire in her second 2 wins, and she rallied from off the pace in her sprint debut at Keeneland. And then the Coaching Club American Oaks, Nest, and Secret Oath finished well in front of her that day. She was 4th, beaten 17 lengths. She briefly attended the pace and then weakened. The Charlestown Oaks, that was a race that she dominated. That was at Bull Ring, 7 furlong oval, Grade 3, and she won by almost 7. And then last time in the Cotillion Stakes, she dominated that one. She got clear early, and she was just able to win easily. Now, the key to her is if she can get out there early, like she did in the Cotillion and the Charlestown Oaks, and then there's back-to-back wins at Churchill Downs earlier this year. She could be tough. If they just leave her alone early, she's capable of wiring the field. So my early thoughts on this distaff is my third choice right now will be Society. Just looking at it, she's got the ability to steal this race. If it's a speed favoring oval and she can get out there, dictate the pace, open up by a couple lanes, slow things down, she could be tough to catch. But she'll be my third choice right now. Right now, Malathaat is my second choice, and it's definitely between Malathaat and Nest right now for my top choice. But I'll make Malathaat my second choice at this stage prior to drawing post positions. She's 3 for 3 at Keeneland. She always finishes in the top 3. She's very sharp, back-to-back Grade 1 wins at a mile and an eighth, and she's got positional speed. And but her stablemate Nest will be my top choice. She's been my top choice all year. I've always liked this one, going all the way back to the Demoiselle, December of 2021. And she's just been untouchable in her last few starts. But I think it's going to be close between Malathaat and Nest. They've been working together, and they're closely matched. I think they both have that tactical speed, and it could be an interesting stretch battle with Society possibly being loose and then Malathaat and Nest trying to run her down. So that's my early thoughts on the Breeders' Cup Distaff at this point. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. And that will wrap up this video. As again, I said, I'll be back with some more Breeders' Cup related materials as we go all the way up to Breeders' Cup. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.